How to overcome a recurring pattern in depression so that you experience less wounding, hurt, shock and disappointment, and have better relationships. Hello, my name is Terry Lynch. I'm a medical doctor, physician since 1982, a psychotherapist, best-selling mental health author. I'm a mental health service provider and a mental health educator since 2016. I've spent 9 years on 4 Irish government-appointed mental health expert groups. So over the years, I've accumulated quite a degree of understanding of emotional mental health problems. Today, what I'd like to talk to you about is a common, though frequently missed, pattern within depression, one that causes great pain, great distress. I'm going to discuss that with you today, because when a person, perhaps you, is struggling with depression, addressing this one issue can make such a difference in terms of the degree of hurt that you experience in life, reducing this greatly, enabling you to feel happier, safer in relating, safer in relationships, and more empowered generally in your life. So what is this recurring pattern that I'm talking about? Over the years, I've worked with hundreds of people struggling with depression. And in the vast majority of people I've worked with depression, this pattern has been present and has caused so much hurt and so much pain. So the pattern I'm talking about is the tendency to assume, to hope, to expect, to want everyone, or certainly the vast majority of people, to have, or that they should have, the same, similar values, principles, priorities, ways of operating the world as I do, or perhaps as you do. This is such a common theme. So for example, I may consider myself kind, considerate, helpful. Maybe you would consider yourself kind, considerate, helpful. Therefore, I may assume, I may expect, I may hope, I may want. All or most other people, the vast majority of people that I encounter, will be or should be like me. They should be kind, considerate and helpful also. Other examples might be, I try so hard not to hurt other people, I would never hurt others. I would be extremely upset if I did hurt others. Very reasonable, very understandable. The problem is, when I then assume, expect, hope, want everyone else to have those same beliefs. And it's very understandable that we would do this. This is a very common human practice, that we assume and hope that other people we meet will have the same values and principles that we have. But the world doesn't work that way. So in this case, for example, if I try so hard not to hurt others, I may well assume that others do the same. So if I'm hurt by someone, I may be shocked at the very idea that I was hurt by them, or that they hurt me. And the shock I experience actually adds to the experience of hurt enormously. Most people struggling with depression are usually totally unaware of this recurring pattern, a pattern that may surface several times every day, resulting in quite considerable hurt and wounding every single day of the week for many people, or certainly several times a week. This is manageable. Now that I've brought this up, if you're struggling with depression, is this a pattern that you engage in? Hoping, expecting that other people will behave in particular ways? For example, that they will not hurt you or not say or do anything that would hurt you? A very common human tendency. If this is something that, without realizing it, you engage in very frequently, then I can help you address this. I've created a webinar in which I've discussed this pattern and how to address it in considerable detail. This webinar is free. You can register for the webinar at a time that suits you through the link below this video, in the text just below this video. In this webinar, I provide insights into how this pattern develops, and I provide a methodical approach to addressing this, an approach that has worked for hundreds of people who have attended me struggling with depression over the years. So why don't you go ahead and register for that webinar now? It's free. You can attend the webinar at a time that suits you. There are lots of options in terms of time. I believe that this will help you understand yourself better, address this subtle but very major pattern within depression that can significantly reduce the amount of hurt that you experience in your life.